Hey guys, welcome back to the Crypto Picture channel where I help you see crypto through a clear lens. Today we're going to look at some of the charts we've been following along with as well as looking at some of these resistance zones that we've drawn out over the last two videos or so up until maybe like 5 days ago, something like this. I was mentioning once we started getting to this bottom range and we created a bottom here, that on Bitcoin the most optimal level to be watching and the most important level to be watching is this 0.618 level. And as you can see, I brought this up a while ago while Bitcoin was still breaking out of this falling wedge pattern. We came up, we got rejected by it. This isn't anything super concerning because this is confluent with this resistance area. You know, we have past price action here. So this was expected. I wasn't anticipating a break on the first test of this. This is usually a strong resistance level even in an uptrend. But what we could see now is maybe 1 to 4 candles, which we already have 2 candles of a consolidation or just a few red candles here, and then hopefully a continuation to the upside. As stated before, I believe, you know, during this whole drop and once we started getting around this bottom level, I did say that I would like to see this $52,596 level broken within 2 weeks from the prior candle that we had. So if I just zoom in here on the weekly, so if we look here, as of right now, that would put us roughly into, you know, closing next week. So on the 15th, we really want to, by March 15th, we really want to be opening up the week above here and, you know, turning this red resistance into support again. That would be the most optimal scenario for this current trend. I'm still remaining with a bullish bias. I do believe we still have some upside to go. We'll have to see how that turns out. You know, here we got a couple of doji candles, like 2 weeks of dojis, and then we went higher. Obviously, hindsight's always 20/20, but if we take a measured move from this high, which I believe was right here, and go to the low here, as you can see, the 0.618, which is right here, was again the level that these candles were trying to break. It actually took 1, 2, 3 weeks here to get above it. The 4th week we finally broke above it. So we'll have to see how it progresses. I'll keep you guys up to date with that. But if Bitcoin does continue sideways here for 3 weeks, we could see some really nice action out of the altcoins. And based on that, I'll show you one thing here. So the 21 daily moving average. So if we go back down to the daily, I think as long as Bitcoin maintains above this 21 daily moving average and continues sideways, this is good for altcoins. Even if we're below this level, but we kind of get sandwiched in here and consolidate into a really tight range, I think it'll give the altcoins a lot of breathing room to you know, go to the upside. I'm not sure if Ethereum would be included in that or not. I mean, it would be great if it is, but definitely some of these smaller altcoins will be moving higher if that stays as is. So that's kind of what I'm looking at with Bitcoin. We are seeing some sell signals on the shorter time frames, but I'm not too worried. I mean, it does look like we're still trending up. It looks like the sell volume is not increasing, so this red money flow here is kind of stagnant, which is a good sign. We saw this back here as well. We didn't see any significant increase in the money flow to the downside, so I'd love to continue to see that, and I'll keep monitoring that as well to see how that goes. So moving on to Bitcoin dominance, nothing much has really changed over the last couple of videos. Continuing to just be stuck in this really tight range, and I truly believe that whether this breaks up or down is really going to give us some clues as to what to expect coming into the next few months here. Ethereum as well, really close to getting above this range. It was very close to closing above it, but again, you know, I'm really looking for this 0.618 range. That's the most important level. This is a big level of resistance here because of all this price action. We got rejected here, used it as support, and then once we broke down, we fell through pretty hard. Came up here, tested it, couldn't get through, tested it again. But we are creating higher lows. So as mentioning on Bitcoin, as long as, you know, we may come down and create a double bottom here, but you know, I'm going to assume we're going to keep making higher lows until we don't. So if we continue in that posture, we should break this, and we should at least get a retest up to this 1770 USD level, and then that's where the true test will be for Ethereum. As I said in my macro analysis, I believe earlier or later in last week, I believe on Wednesday or Thursday, I do really want to see Ethereum close this month of March back at its previous high, if not higher. That would be optimal. Can we close above the 0.618 and continue in a bullish posture? I would like to say yes, but I would do an analysis on that closer to the time. But yeah, let's just take it one step at a time and see how this resistance level plays out here. Then DOT also coming into this resistance level, almost got above it, still getting rejected by it. You know, higher lows here, right? So you got your first low, a higher low, a third higher low, a fourth higher low. Possibly this could be considered one move, so we could come down back to the bottom of this resistance level or just underneath it, and then create our fourth higher low. We'll keep up to date with that. You know, people were asking me, hey, should I buy ADA right now? And I said give it some time, because it does seem like it's a little bit behind these, because it was still rallying as the rest of the market was correcting. Not saying that it's going to come down here and make new lows. Just give it some time to make its decision and let us know what it's going to do, and I'll keep you guys up to date with that one. Polkastarter, one of my favorite small cap coins, broke out of this bull flag. We could come down and, you know, do a little retest here, and that wouldn't be absurd to think that. Come up, you know, test this resistance, come back down, confirm it as support. Doesn't even have to go that low, but you know, you get the gist of it. Could be a retest around here. Doesn't have to retest. I mean, if it doesn't retest, that's super bullish. But if you zoom into like the hourly, we did retest it, I believe. No, we didn't even retest it. So if we keep going above here, then that's great. But if not, I would expect if we don't break this level, I would expect a retest of the upper trend line, which is now considered a support. 1 inch it did break this descending resistance level that, you know, we got, you know, our top here, rejected here, and then we made this nice little W. We broke out and above the descending resistance line, came back, retested it, and we're kind of just, you know, floating around here. So we'll see what happens. But one thing I do like is that the money flow is starting to head back up, which means there isn't as much sell pressure. This is also priced in Bitcoin, so we'll have to see what happens there. We got kind of a symmetrical triangle here, which usually is a continuation trade. Now, are we continuing from the uptrend we're in, and is that going to take precedence over this like mini kind of correction, downside action? Nothing too significant if you look at the larger trend. But yeah, I mean, it is possible for us to break lower, but I am going to play this with a bullish bias, especially since we're in a bull market. So I'm anticipating a break higher here. We'll have to see. Maybe we just trade sideways out of this pattern and you know, it forms something else. But it is getting rejected by this trend line, so the pattern is valid until it's not. So I'm going to be looking for hopefully a breakup of this pattern in the near future here. 4-hour chart, yeah, you can see like so we had our you know, peak before the drop. We came down, tested this support level, came back up, tested this support level, couldn't get above it, came back down, respected it, came back up, respected it, came back up another time, respected it. So we've gotten 4 touch points to the upside now. We'll have to see. I mean, it's not showing a whole lot of strength here, but yeah, if it breaks down, I may you know, I may consider just closing out a little bit of my 1 inch, but we'll have to see. Another coin, API 3. So this is an Oracle play. I've been going over it in the premium group in my Telegram channel. So yeah, I started letting people know like, hey, I'm pretty interested in this before we had this big break to the upside. So again, pretty much every coin across the board is battling with like a major resistance level just underneath their previous all-time highs or the previous highs that they just created. They had like a major consolidation zone right underneath this all-time high, so we'll have to see how that goes. EGLD, ascending triangle. These triangles are typically bullish patterns. They break 68% to the upside. The probability that is 68% to the upside, 32% to the downside. We did attempt to break above it, you know, got up to about the 150 range, got slapped back down, but you know, with EGLD, like, everything's looking pretty positive. I mean, everything is trending up. The RSI is trending up. It's green, which means there's a lot of momentum building up here, so this could be a pretty decently sized breakout if we do get it to the upside. I mean, you could say if it goes to the downside, it could be a large move as well, and that would be valid. But with everything pointing north, I would assume the price will also go north. So I'll keep you up to date with that, and I'll also post that stuff in the Telegram channel. Got a beautiful daily buy here too. So as I said, everything is north with EGLD. The daily, the 12-hour also starting to go green here. You can see in the past, right here, when we started going green, it was typically a bottom, right? I don't think we'll see this because this was a really long drawn out bottom back here at like around $8. But when you see this green, see, it was basically marking close to the bottom, if not the bottom. You know, this got you in a pretty good range. The green started here at around 864. It bottomed at 645, 652, consolidated, and as soon as it started going up, it went parabolic. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Moving on to Xor versus Ethereum. So this one has been, again, one of my most recent best trades, I would say, or, you know, it's kind of turning into a long-term hold for me because I do really like the fundamentals of Xor as well. It's also incorporated in the Polkadot ecosystem. But if you see the difference here between this top and this top, it's pretty easily identifiable. I mean, here we have consolidation. Here we had one candle up, one candle down, and then a breakdown. Here we've gone up and we're consolidating, right? So if you look here, we went up, we consolidated, we broke up. This is almost like a channel, but can also be construed as a bull flag. So bull flags don't have to be they don't have to be like on an angle or anything like that. This is also if we go into the actual shorter time frames, it might be easier to draw this flag. So I mean, yeah, on the smaller time frames, you could say you even got faked out, but yeah, I mean, you had a trading channel here, and it did eventually break to the upside, but yeah, it's a consolidation zone. You know, you get these fake outs because market makers want to push people out of the market, right? And you know, by doing that, if you sell down here and then it starts breaking up, you now become a buyer again, adding liquidity into this move. So I don't really I don't get spooked with moves like this. I'm pretty mellow. I'll chill on my position. So if we look here, you know, we're getting another kind of trading channel here, so we may get some up and down swings, but overall the fact that we are consolidating at this highest level that we have been, based on the XOR chart, you know, we're coming up to all-time highs. If I zoom in, or sorry, zoom out here, as you can tell, so this is a daily, so it's a little bit different, but let me get rid of this. If we start getting consolidation here at all-time highs on a daily chart, I mean, if we break over the next couple of days, that's great too. We have a lot of momentum to the upside, as you can see here. Everything's pointed north, even on the daily. Money flow is still going up. Great sign. We may create new all-time highs versus Ethereum, which would be fantastic. Moving on to pools. Still seeing larger wicks to the downside of these candles, meaning there's more buyers here than sellers. So we'll have to see how this one progresses. This still has a full day to play out, so I'm not going to make any rash decisions here. You can go check out the 12-hour. So the 12-hour is just starting to cross bullish again on the stochastic RSI, and I'll show you something in a second, but the stochastics, just because it's up here, doesn't mean that, you know, this is a sell zone. Stochastics is, you know, this is showing that there's strength here. So the stochastics can chill up in this high region above 80, and that means that the trend is extremely bullish. So let's see how this progresses. Hopefully this can stay above the 80, and this cross to the upside is a good one. As you can see here, this is a perfect example. This is on the daily, right? So you see this stochastics chill up here for an extended period of time. Like this was up here for 11 days, and you got the most bullish price action. So if we compare where we were, right, and I'll just get a date and price range. So the stochastic came up into this you know, 80 plus level and consolidated up there all the way to here, and from there, you know, you got like, even if you were just playing the stochastics in this bullish control zone, you would have made 204% versus dollars. So congrats if anybody did get in XOR, because we were buying this back at like 150, 160, and now it's like, you know, it's 525. So congrats to anybody that got into that. Again, this is not financial advice. I just show you guys what I'm doing, and try to educate you as best as I can, and you know, show you guys points of interest that I'm looking at, that market makers take a look at. In no way am I telling you how to action your account. I would never do that. All I do is just, you know, share my analysis and my fundamental analysis with you guys and what makes me bullish on certain projects. So saying that, the Telegram link is down below. Feel free to join. And I have the Market Cipher link, affiliate link down below if you're interested in getting that. And until next time, have a good one, guys.